Does this video contain any Zelda spoilers? No. Does this video contain any Young Sheldon spoilers? Yes. Those are coming. This week, GQ published an article titled "The 100 Greatest Video Games of All Time," ranked by experts. What's GQ? I'm so glad you asked. GQ is a gentleman's lifestyle brand. They asked the world's greatest developers, streamers, directors, writers, and more to help them crown the best games of all time. And guess who's number one? Nope, not Mega Man Legends. Actually, hold on, let's... What the fuck? But yes, the greatest game of all time according to 300 of GQ's favorite developers. Hold on though, it was greatest before. Now it's just favorite? It's your favorite streamers? Anyway, the greatest game of all time according to 300 of GQ's favorite developers, streamers, directors, and journalists in the business is The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. And then this week, reviews dropped for the greatest game sequel, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and they're outstanding. They're startlingly good. I'm startled by this. OpenCritic came out and said this is the highest reviewed game in the 7 years we've been a functioning website. Now, as of recording, this person talking to you right now, I have not yet played Tears of the Kingdom, just to be clear. But I do think it is safe to say it is nearly guaranteed that it is at least better than Breath of the Wild. Therefore, ergo, we have a new greatest game of all time on our hands. Late last year, I made an episode called Congratulations Elden Ring. And it was about how, yeah, Elden Ring was deserved of the majority of Game of the Year awards it was winning, but also that I hoped that it wasn't so automatic that people forgot particularly what makes Elden Ring so good. Fast forward to today, I have to make that same statement in May. Once again, I've seen enough. This may be in poor taste, but I believe that Tears of the Kingdom has already won Game of the Year. Should I wait for Diablo 4? No. Should I wait for Starfield? Hell no. Should I wait for Spider-Man 2? I wish, but no. Let's be honest with each other here. Game of the Year just came out, and it is only available for Nintendo Switch. Now the question is, where do we go from here? Because the cynical perspective is no longer welcome in times like these. Times of absolute victory. It is my job this week to sit down and shut up. Previously, I said this game would be too much of the same. I said it would be technically hampered by the Switch. I said its attempts at storytelling would look amateurish by modern standards. I said this wasn't the time to start charging $70 for Nintendo games. Again, I haven't played the game. I have not touched it. But even if I'm kinda right about some of those things, it doesn't matter. When you're getting the scores Tears of the Kingdom is getting right now, all of that is irrelevant. It doesn't need to be said on a day like today. The Zelda team pulled off what could never be pulled off. And they should be celebrated for that. And it is also now my responsibility to eat shit. So, here you go. Alright, you Zelda fans, go on and play more Zelda. Thanks for stopping by on your very busy weekend. That's it for Delayed Input. Thanks for watching. Okay, I feel like we can safely presume the Zelda fans have gone back to Zelda. One thing, you know what I hate? I hate this notion where it's like, I guess everybody's playing Zelda this weekend. My whole friends list is playing Zelda this weekend. You know, where it's like, in reality, there's a lot of people who would love to play Zelda this weekend who simply can't. It is a $70 game. And also, this sounds crazy, but I think there are even some people who don't even want to play Zelda. So, to all of you, to any of you, I do have a funny story that probably would have been the headline of this week's episode if the greatest game of all time didn't just come out. It starts here. February of last year, Bloomberg's Jason Schreier originally reported that Call of Duty was finally going to take a year off in 2023, which is something they never do. What's he say? In 2 decades. They've never done this in 2 decades. Instead, this fall, there would be a massive DLC campaign. Then, February of this year, Bloomberg reports. By the way, because this is 2 Bloomberg articles, I did subscribe to Bloomberg. Please remind me to unsubscribe in 3 months. Bloomberg reported that Activision had decided that the Modern Warfare 2 DLC developed by Sledgehammer would just become its own full retail release somehow. Call of Duty would not be taking a year off in 2023. And Bloomberg was told that the name is still unclear, but will probably not be Modern Warfare 3. Now, this week, Insider Gaming reports that this year's Call of Duty game will in fact be titled Modern Warfare 3. Charlie Intel confirms, which in the world of Call of Duty rumors is basically fact. To me, it's just a bad sign in terms of planning for a franchise, in terms of Call of Duty's longevity. Activision, historically, has had a policy of just running every successful franchise they have into the ground by exhausting that series' fans with yearly releases. From Tony Hawk to Guitar Hero to Skylanders. And you know what I think about sometimes is Sekiro. What was the deal with Sekiro? Why did Activision publish that? I still don't get it. Anyway, back to Call of Duty. Here we are with Call of Duty. With Modern Warfare 3. The last one was a long time ago. It was 12 years since the last Modern Warfare 3. But still, the second one in 12 years. And here's the thing. Nobody's calling for Call of Duty to just drop off. Even with waning player retention, Call of Duty is still too big of a big deal to just fall off in 5 years. Modern Warfare 2 was still the best-selling video game of last year. But here's what I can offer to you as my surefire will happen prediction. 2023's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is the final Modern Warfare 3. They're not going to get another chance at this. You want another one? All right, I got another one. By the end of this month, Tears of the Kingdom will no longer be OpenCritic's best ever reviewed game. Trust me, those scores are about to drop faster than young Sheldon's dead dad.